In 1974, nearly 3 decades after World War II had officially ended, a Japanese soldier walked out of the jungle. He was still armed, he was still in uniform, and he still believed the war was not over. This is not a myth. This is not a legend. This is the true story of Lieutenant Hiroo Onoda, the man who fought a war alone for 29 years. To understand Hiroo Onoda, we must first understand the world that created him. Japan in the 1930s was not just a nation, it was a belief. Children were taught that the emperor was divine, that surrender was worse than death, that obedience was sacred. The Japanese military drilled one message into every soldier's mind: you may die, but you must never surrender. Hiroo Onoda was born in 1922 in Wakayama Prefecture, Japan. He grew up in a culture of discipline, honor, and absolute loyalty. At 18, he joined the Imperial Japanese Army. By 1944, World War II was collapsing for Japan. American forces were advancing across the Pacific, island by island, airfield by airfield, and Onoda received orders that would change his life forever. In December 1944, Lieutenant Hiroo Onoda was sent to Lubang Island, a small jungle-covered island in the Philippines. His mission was simple but deadly serious: conduct guerrilla warfare, destroy enemy supplies, never surrender, never take your own life, and most importantly, under no circumstances are you to give up, no matter how long it takes. Those words would trap him in time. Onoda arrived just as American forces invaded Lubang. Within months, Japan was losing everywhere. But Onoda did not know that. He and 3 other soldiers fled into the jungle, and then the outside world disappeared. August 1945. 2 atomic bombs fell on Japan: Hiroshima, Nagasaki. World War II ended, but on Lubang Island, the war continued. Planes dropped leaflets from the sky. The war ended on August 15th. Come down from the mountains. Onoda read them and rejected them. Why? Because the leaflet said Japanese troops were being well treated. To Onoda, that was impossible. In his training, surrender meant torture, lies, and death. So he believed the leaflets were American propaganda, a trick. He burned them. Years passed, then decades. Onoda and his remaining men survived by stealing rice from villagers, by hunting cattle, by hiding like shadows. They repaired their uniforms, cleaned their rifles, followed military discipline. They believed Japan would return, that orders would come. One by one, the other soldiers died, killed in clashes with locals or shot by police. By 1972, Hiroo Onoda was alone, still fighting, still waiting, still saluting the emperor every morning. By the 1960s, the world had changed beyond recognition. America had fought in Korea, then Vietnam. Men had landed on the moon. But somewhere in the Philippine jungle, a World War II soldier was still fighting the United States. The US and Japanese governments knew about Onoda. They tried everything: loudspeakers, letters from family, newspapers, photos, even messages from his mother. Onoda examined them carefully and rejected them all, because none of them came from his commanding officer. To Onoda, only one voice mattered. In 1974, a 24-year-old Japanese traveler named Norio Suzuki set out on a strange mission. He wanted to find three things: Lieutenant Onoda, a panda, and the abominable snowman. He found Onoda first. Suzuki approached him without fear, no weapons, no authority, just honesty. They talked for days. Onoda listened, but again he refused to surrender, until Suzuki made a promise. "I will bring your commanding officer to you." Major Yoshimi Taniguchi, Onoda's former commander, was located, now a bookseller, nearly 30 years older. In uniform once more, he traveled to Lubang Island. On March 9, 1974, he stood before Hiroo Onoda and read the final order. All combat activities are to cease immediately. The Imperial Army has been disbanded. Onoda listened, silently. Then he wept, for the first time in 29 years. Onoda surrendered his rifle, still functioning, 500 rounds of ammunition, grenades. He was 52 years old. He had lived nearly half his life in a war that did not exist. The Philippine president pardoned him. Japan welcomed him as a hero. But the world he returned to felt alien. Cars were smaller, values were different, honor had changed. Onoda struggled. Eventually, he left Japan and moved to Brazil to live quietly. Was Onoda brave or tragic? Was he loyal or broken by indoctrination? He never saw himself as a victim. He said, "I simply followed orders." His story forces America and the world to ask a difficult question. What happens when obedience outlives truth? When war ends, but soldiers don't? Hiroo Onoda died in 2014 at 91. He bought no more wars, but his story remains a warning, a mystery, and a mirror. Because sometimes the most dangerous battlefield is the human mind.